Well, let's talk now to Xiaolin Chen, who's Head of International at Investment Manager KraneShares. Good to see you, Xiaolin. Welcome back to the programme. So what message do you think the China Development Forum is sending this year?
It is a very important or interesting time to host this forum, as it's just right after the NPC meeting concluded also this month. I think in some ways this is a follow-up forum post-NPC, if I may say, to offer another opportunity for the global investors to get clarity on the economic growth target, on how and when and what else as a policy could be announced to support the such announced economic targets at the NPC. In the statement released thus far, I think it is confirmed the Chinese policymakers are very committed to deliver this economic target. They remain very committed to provide sufficient liquidities to help the economic growth, and most importantly, the supportive measure is continued to be in play. The announced trillions of renminbi announced bond issuance is happening and will continue to happen. In those instances, I think this is quite an interesting timing one. Second, it's almost like a follow-up post the NPC to offer reassurance to global investors.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about policy, because obviously some policies will be focused on domestic investment, but what policies do global investors want to see to enhance the way that they work with China?
Let's see, any normal circumstances in any market with such pronounced pro-growth economic policy, sufficient liquidity issued of bonds and trillions of bonds supporting different sectors, and with such an announcement at NPC, it would be very sufficient for any investor to look at any market. But it seems that we have another lens to look at through Chinese capital markets to require additional measures to be announced on the fairness side. The both top-down and the bottom-up factors, such as valuation. Today in Chinese equities, one way or the other, you look at them from whatever the sector, state-owned, private sector, namely public company but owned by private investors, are all at a very attractive valuation point. They all announce various levels of stock repurchasing program. I think we got to be also be fair on the Chinese government that they are doing everything they could to be manageable, to be orderly, to be constructively promoting the economic. Global investors clearly eagerly looking for more policy announcements. In my opinion, looking back to the history, this kind of announcement supports announced by the government satisfies is very sufficient to any market. It's really down to the investor. Are they looking for attractive valuation companies? Yes. Are they looking for supportive policies? Yes. In those instances, China take all the boxes. Perhaps more specific measures to say which industry, which they are giving the statements, such as electrical vehicles, renewable energies, even some innovative, technology, science and lab, reassurance companies, this and that. I think all these measures you have in place should be very sufficient.
Xiaolin Chen, great to talk to you as always. That's Xiaolin Chen, Head of International at KraneShares.